Alright, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a second review of Nicehash, but after the hack. So most of you, I'm sure, already know that Nicehash was hacked. I think it was December 6th, but for the very few that don't, Nicehash was hacked. Somebody managed to get inside the system and gain an engineer password, and then shortly thereafter managed to find the wallet and transfer out $62 million worth of Bitcoin. I think it was 4,700 or 4,400 Bitcoin in total. So what made me a little bit upset about that hack was that obviously they had all of their eggs in one basket instead of maybe eat 50% of it or some odd percent of it in cold storage, which would mean not connected to a network at all, maybe on hard drives that you would have to physically connect every time you wanted to transfer out. And that's sort of what Coinbase and GDEX do, and I believe a lot of other exchanges do that. That they just keep it in most of their funds in cold storage. Another irritating aspect was that they said that they were in maintenance while this was going on. And I've heard a lot of things from everybody, even some conspiratorial stuff that it was an inside job and that they hacked themselves and then stole their own coins, sort of thing. I really don't have any evidence. They don't have any evidence of that, so we're not really going to get into that. But I did try it. I didn't actually start mining on Coinbase till just a few days ago, maybe 4 days ago or so. Because at first, once it rolled back out, once they actually got it all fixed and put back online, turns out it wasn't all fixed. A lot of the ports for some of the algorithms to hash were not really functioning well, and even when it first came out, of course, there weren't any buyers of hashing power to sell to people. And then once it actually really did come up, there was huge profits because these buyers were coming in. They wanted to make up some of that lost time of when it was down. So a lot of people were paying very high. There were very few hashers. There were very few buyers. So there was quite a bit of money to be made. I think it was like I was making like $12 a day or something with just a couple cards, just my 2 GPUs for a while there. And now it's about $6 or $7. So it's actually a little bit more than what I was previously making. So if you haven't hopped on to Nicehash yet, if you're not going to at all, I totally understand, but the profits are a little bit higher than they were before, and that's just because the price of all the altcoins had risen since since Nicehash went down. So profits are pretty good, but again, you're actually still mining at the same rate. You're still mining the same Bitcoin per day, but it's just worth more. People are paying more at the moment. So let's talk about some things. First of all, they tweeted maybe a little bit ago here. So in the next few days, you'll be able to withdraw your balance funds from Nicehash to Coinbase without any fees instantly. And so that's pretty cool. So if you already have a Coinbase account, great. If you don't, you should probably get on that if you use Nicehash, because free is indeed free. So there were a little problems recently that people couldn't withdraw their Bitcoin. And so for small miners like myself and to some degree a lot of people, that's not a problem, right? Because for small miners like myself, you probably didn't reach the amount that you actually need to withdraw. So if you don't know what those are, once per day for Nicehash wallet unpaid balances that are greater than 1 millibitcoin. And so that's for the Nicehash internal wallet, which I highly suggest not using because it was just hacked and everybody lost their Bitcoin. However, on January 31st, if you didn't already know, they plan to reimburse all the wallets that lost coin, including the wallets that were currently mining that had pending coin as well. So January 31st, that's going to happen. That would only be like $35 for me. I didn't mind much. I had recently received a payment, so it wasn't too big of a deal. I didn't really lose much, and I don't use the Nicehash internal wallet. And once per day for external wallets for 0.1 Bitcoin. So if you can mine very, very quickly, so that's right now that's about $1,500, a little bit more. So that's a lot. So if you can mine $1,500 in a day, then you can get paid out in a day. But usually, for most people, it's once per week, and it's on Fridays. It used to be on Fridays. I'm sure it still is. And it's usually around like 3:05 in the morning for some weird reason. So once per week for external wallets for unpaid balances that are greater than 0.01 Bitcoin. So that's pretty cool. So that's the way it always was. And once you got up to 0.01 Bitcoin, you would be paid out on Friday. So usually what would happen is you would end up receiving a little bit more than 0.01 because you'd end up mining for a few days until Friday came along when you already had 0.01. So that's the way that worked. But now they're currently working on implementing a direct transfer of your Bitcoin funds to Coinbase. So in the next few days, you'll be able to withdraw your balance funds from Nicehash wallet to your Coinbase account without any fees and instantly. And there's a minimum amount to withdraw, and that'll be set at 1 millibitcoin. So right now, that's only about $15. So it'd be about 1,500 here, 150, which is normally what it is right about now. You'd have to mine about 150 bucks. And now it's only going to be about $15. So that's pretty great. It's just going to transfer right at once you get at 15, and you'll be able to withdraw it on demand. And that's what I'm getting from that. So, and by now you must be aware that the Bitcoin network lately is facing increasingly high amount of unconfirmed transactions, and Bitcoin transaction fees have reached extreme heights. And I'm actually going to make another video on that. I kind of already did make a video on that, stating the title was "Will Bitcoin Die One Day?" But I'm actually going to make another video, and that should be out shortly after I put this video out, with my own experiences with Bitcoin transactions and fees. Right now, they're over $30 for some transactions. So that's just inordinate. It's way too high for most people. So due to this reason, we had temporarily disabled payments for external wallets that were lower than 0.1 Bitcoin, and to raise the minimum withdrawal amount from Nicehash wallets to such and such. So please note that withdrawals and payments are manually confirmed once per day. And I think they worked past that because there was a little bit of problems right now with withdrawals, and I think they did work past that. And so we know that it affects our small miners directly because you mine the slowest and you're going to have to wait the longest. And so they're already working on implementing alternative cryptocurrency for payments. So that's pretty good. And I've been waiting for that for a long time. I think a lot of people have been waiting for that for a while. As Bitcoin right now is a great coin to hold and use as a store of value. But at the moment, it is entirely useless for the most part to make any kind of transaction with. And so again, this change is only temporary, and once the transaction queue goes back to normal, it would be regular 0.01 Bitcoin payouts for external wallets will be enabled again. So if you're like me, like myself, I've only mined $31.51, but that was only in maybe like 4 days of mining, so that's not too bad. The profits are pretty high right now. I could show you guys mining, but I'm recording, and it's always a little slow. But let me tell you one thing is that Blake 2 right now is doing pretty good. My computer has been switching to Blake 2 a lot, and whenever it does, my revenue goes up by a good percentage. But you might notice that I had it disabled for my monitor card, and the reason why is that once it's hashing Blake 2, my computer is bricked. So everything is super laggy, frames are awfully slow. It's just the nature of mining Blake 2. It just really slows down your computer for some reason, and not so much some of the other ones. Kekak does it a little bit. Lyra 2 doesn't do it too bad, but you'll really notice Lyra 2 if you're watching like a YouTube video or something and mining Lyra 2. It'll be very, very slow and laggy. So just by turning that off on my monitor card while I'm using my computer, if I'm just sitting at it, just mining slowly and just tinkering around, it's best to take off Blake 2 on just my monitor card. But I do have it running on the second card. And when it's running on the second card, of course, it doesn't affect it because there's no monitor plugged into that. So I just want to kind of give an update on the Nicehash miner after the hack. So far, so good. I'm enjoying the updates that they're rolling out. I really like the fact that they're going to allow you to manually withdraw to Coinbase at only $15. So for some people, if you have a couple GTX 1080 Ti's, or maybe just a few cards, that could be once every day, and that's not too bad. So just sending your coin every day instead of waiting for 2 weeks or a month to be able to withdraw your fees. And then I really like the fact that it's alternative cryptocurrencies for payments as well. And they haven't announced what alternative cryptocurrencies, but I'm really imagining, since they're sort of tying into Coinbase. They clearly are working with Coinbase right now. If Coinbase is going to allow them to transfer those fees instantly and without fees and transfer instantly, obviously they're in cahoots and they're working together, which I'm totally fine with because I use Coinbase. That's my main exchange. But I would imagine the alternative cryptocurrencies are going to be what's on Coinbase. Perhaps Bitcoin Cash, likely Ethereum, and very likely to be Litecoin. Some other small popular cryptocurrencies would be Monocoin, Vertcoin, maybe Dash. So there's tons of possible possibilities, I suppose. And there's thousands of cryptocurrencies out there. Some of them are so alty that honestly they're not worth mentioning. Some of them are worth mentioning, but again, there's just too many to mention. But I'm assuming I would put my money down on Litecoin that they're going to add for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and hope that cleared some things up for you guys. So this is the payment setup, and you get paid at 0.01 in case anybody didn't know that. And Coinbase account, pretty awesome, and brand new alternative cryptocurrencies for payments, pretty good. So far, Nicehash, you're doing good. Just make sure you don't put all your eggs in one basket this time in case you get hacked again. Hopefully you don't get hacked at all, but if you have all your eggs in one basket and it happens again, there's probably going to be some kind of riot, because that is ridiculous to even have 62 million in one thing. Anyway, that would be like keeping $62 million in your house rather than diversifying it and putting it into various banks and having it insured, or it's just ridiculous to keep all of your currency in one tiny little place where all somebody has to do is basically click a couple times and it'll send it out anonymously, $62 million of it. So don't do that. Don't do that again, Nicehash. But because I like you guys, you're so easy to use. Everybody likes Nicehash. It's just so easy to use. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it cleared some things up. And as usual, I'll see you guys next time.